If it is your fault, that means you can do something about it. If it is your fault, tomorrow you will do something about it and you will get better. And then next year, you'll see that if it was your fault, you'll realize that you had the power to change it. Because if you sit there and you say, it is not my fault, nothing will ever happen for you. There is not one person I've ever met that doesn't recognize that they had a part to play. A lot of things aren't explained to you as a child. A lot of things aren't explained to you when you're in high school. There's a lot of things that you aren't taught as a high schooler, because if you believe it or not, right? School was based on one system, right? And the system was to create factory workers. Look it up. The system of multiple choice, the system of compliance was literally built so you could have factory workers that knew enough to show up on time, that knew enough. The whole system of coming to work in the morning and leaving at a certain time, all of it was built so that way you didn't question authority. You didn't think for yourself. College was left out for elite individuals. It's where you start to actually think for yourself, right? If you've been to college, I don't know how many of you have, but that's where you start to think about things. That's where you start to see that there's other parts to life, right? So the system is literally rigged from the moment of founding of our fathers to benefit owners and entities. Okay? Specifically religious entities, but then it started to morph into another class, which is the wonderful corporate America that you know today. They are a class of individuals that are too big to fail, too rich to jail, and they have the political power in America. But this is not to make you mad, it's to help you to how to understand to get rich, okay? Because you know how you're going to win is you take their money. That's how I'm going to win. That's why I'm here, because I want you guys to understand how the system is instead of acting like a victim or getting upset. It is much better for you as a person who may not have come from a fortunate circumstance to be at that level than some asshole who got given everything to be at that level. That's how I'm going to win. That's my 50-year plan, is for you guys to understand how the system is, beat it, get rich, and I believe that's my legacy that I'm going to leave. Have you ever felt like nobody told you, whenever you did a deal, whenever you got into some new thing, nobody told you X, Y, and Z about it, right? But really, it's up to you to figure this stuff out. But good thing that you're here. Feeling bad about these systems is exactly what they want you to think. So there are a couple of best kept secrets of getting rich. Number one is an LLC or some kind of entity to shield your personal assets, right? Because just like in a video game, you want 9 lives. You don't want 1 life, you want 9 lives. And by having an LLC shield your assets, you will be a step ahead of the game. Never. If you are to have never, hear me again. Never are you to run a small business as a sole proprietor, for fuck's sake. Okay, best kept secrets of the rich, okay? Taxes are almost more important than actually making money. When it comes to residential real estate or commercial real estate, this is absolutely true. Get educated on some taxes, because basically you get to defer all your gains almost indefinitely. Info. Basics, people. Basics. The point is, no personal legal liability, okay? So you go to somebody who's going to fucking help you professionally, for preferably a lawyer or a CPA, and you say, how this crazy chick on Twitch told me that I am not supposed to have personal liability. How do I do that? The entire tax code is built for you to get better treatment as a capital as a person who receives capital gains. You want to put yourself in a position to either have business income or capital gains. There is no better tax rate than capital gains. It's at 15%. And then we're going to teach you that if you do investment income, it can be even better. You need to own things. You do not work for people. People work for you. Let me say this again so it sticks in your fucking brain. And it's not because I hate you. It's because I love you. But still, get this shit right. You don't work for people. People work for you. Acquire assets, whether it's intellectual property, whether it's a business that you can hire workers for, and your productivity increases, okay? Next, okay? However it is that you do that, there is something else that you need to understand is that every day you need to be working to be concentrating the productivity in your life. The reason you own things is because you can extend out your productivity very wide if other people work for you. It's a way to kind of compound. Okay, so for example, I own a couple shares of Tesla, 200 to be specific, right here in this account, right? While I'm doing nothing, what has it done? It's gone from 80,000 P&L to 125,000 P&L. I would call that a very productive decision. Instead of taking $80,000, the way you need to look at life is a series of choices, a series of inexorable truths. That what you're doing right now are the results that you've produced for yourself. And so you come up to one logical conclusion is that I must change now and look at my choices as a set of outcomes that I'm responsible for and that are paying me back, and that there is evidence to the contrary if you think that you are going to keep doing the same things and you are going to have different outcomes. That is literally the definition of crazy. And I understand that that may be a hard truth to swallow, but I love you, but you need to watch your shit and see how it's not working for you. When I coach people, I can't tell you how many times and how hard it is to get them to change. Get that victim shit out of your brain, Venom, because it will never fucking help you. I've been in some desperate fucking circumstances, and I'm telling you, acting like a victim will never ever fucking help you. Because you know why? Because it puts your brain in a logical place where it says, I can do nothing about this situation, and you will just sit. You will still sit in the filth that is the world shitting on you. I've been so desperate in my life, I know what the fancy beans are. Okay, and that's a can of Bush's baked beans. Holy shit, that was like Christmas for me. And I'm gonna tell you, it's not a fun place to be, but I'm telling you, the place where you need to be is to understand that you put yourself that place. And until you realize that, you will never walk forward. The inexorable truth that is if you get rid of the victim mentality, all of a sudden your brain starts to work different. If it is your fault, that means you can do something about it. If it is your fault, that means today you will get up and you will go and do something about it. If it is your fault, tomorrow you will do something about it and you will get better. If it is your fault, you will understand that the next day you will get better because you were shit-ass today, and it's okay. In a week, you will be even better than you were, and maybe in a month, all of a sudden, you'll realize that you were completely different than the month before. And then next year, you'll see that if it was your fault, you'll realize that you had the power to change it. Because if you sit there and you say, it is not my fault, nothing will ever happen for you. There is not one person I've ever met that doesn't recognize that they had a part to play. And it's hard. It is the hardest thing you will ever do. Hard. It will be the worst thing you've ever done is to look at yourself in the mirror and know how much you fucked up. But you know what's scarier? Knowing that if you do not change today, that tomorrow will be the same. And that if you look down that path, you know what? You don't even need to know the future. All you have to do is to look at another person in your life that was doing the same thing at your age, and that's your future. That old guy that has done nothing with his life, that keeps talking about how this person doesn't do this for them, or the government is a piece of shit and always keeps the man down, or how all the big bosses always shit on the little people, and how the system is rigged. Well, guess what? That's your future. Every complainer that you meet around you is your future. Every person who sits there and wants to be a victim is your future. And you just look into their eyes, see their circumstances, and you know that's what you're headed for. It is not that hard to see into the future because that's what it is. It is so easy to see it. It is like you were walking down the road and you didn't notice that someone fell right in front of you and you just walked right over it. Like, it's so easy to see. Okay, it's supposed to be hard, right? And I am not good at this shit, okay? I am a degenerate. Raise your hand if you are a degenerate. I do not have self-control. I am not better than you. That is a myth. I've just got tricks. It's supposed to be hard. That's how outperformance is. Okay? The inexorable truth is what you're doing right now will not do well. So what you have to understand is that your brain and your body want you to fail. Your brain seeks dopamine. Your body seeks warmth and being comfortable. Unfortunately, learning and changing is uncomfortable. It's like walking outside naked and having to be okay with it. It's supposed to be hard. So I just have tricks. The way you need to think about it is you're basically you need to either A, make it a habit. Preferably you need to find a group of people that are similar to you. The inexorable truth is that when you talk to rich people or self-made people, it's because while y'all were on the beach or while you guys were out on the weekend having fun or playing your video games, they were working. And I don't see anybody volunteering to go work on their fucking weekends, but you sure volunteer to learn how to make money. Well, that's what it is. It's doing your fucking homework. And it's supposed to be hard.
We're on a roll.
So the way that you get yourself to do it is literally through grouping theory. Okay, grouping theory literally comes from the famous saying, birds of a feather flock together. You ever heard that shit? Because it comes from a truth and it's a very well studied phenomenon when it comes to personal finance, that you become the income level of the people you spend the most time around. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of people in here who say, ever since I joined your stream, I've been doing X. Okay, this is called grouping theory. The effect is so strong that it persists for years after, right? Have you ever seen parents who don't want you to hang around a friend that they really don't like and they do it on purpose? It's because it does happen. You become your friends. It was rough, but damn, they were right. Exactly. This may be the most important thing that you do. I don't talk about it first because a lot of people don't believe me and they don't want to do it because it's going to be painful. But I'm going to tell you it's going to be one of the most influential things that you do. You need to watch your influences. If you don't want to become that, don't watch it. If you don't want to be that person, don't listen to them. If you do not want to be everything that person is about, limit your exposure to that person, content, or ideas. If you wake up every morning and you watch the Jersey Shore, you will be the Jersey Shore. If you wake up every morning and you watch the Kardashians, you will become the Kardashians. If you wake up every morning and you watch Trump, you will be Trump. If you wake up every morning and you watch Biden, you are going to be Biden. If you wake up every goddamn morning and you watch The dumb shit on TikTok investors where people have laser eyes and crypto shit, you will become the fucking crypto person. That is people, they group together, they want to be together. That's how it is. If your parents, and I hate saying this, but if your parents are some of the biggest jackasses in your life, you need to limit your exposure. That doesn't mean you don't respect and honor your parents, but you need to limit your exposure to their dumbass ideas when they sit there on CNN or Fox News and talk to you about some crazy new thing that they heard today. It is already, you have decided to ram your body through the eye of a needle. You guys are trying to do something that is so hard for people to do. There's a statistic that's called income mobility. Did you know that? International organizations report on this all the time. It is the ability within a country for you to move up incomes. The statistics on this are fucking terrible. The probability that you will make it from a $30,000 income to a fucking $200,000 income, which most of you want more than that, okay? I know you. I know who you are because I am you. The statistics are that only 1% of you will make it. That's fucking horrible. So you think that you are going to sit there and work on the weekends when your friend is saying, why the fuck are you coming out with me on the weekend? Like, bro, this amazing game and you have tickets to that concert. The thing is, it's going to be a very hard challenge, and I'm trying to convince you to remove the barriers. Sometimes just not doing the thing that's bad gets you to do the right thing. If you do all of these things, I'm going to say the last thing. If you do all of these things, every morning I have a Streaks app and it literally shows me all of this. So that way I remember these things that I need to work on, even if it's just a reminder, because if you don't have them in front of you, you're never going to be able to do it. You need pure focus. And if you need to remember it, it's called focus, because if you don't focus on it, it will fuck you. Whatever it is you think you want to spend the rest of your life doing, that's the thing you need to focus on. Focus is an integral part of you understanding and prioritizing the things in your life. And then you need to mercilessly cut everything else. You need to mercilessly cut everything else or outsource it. Do what you're good at, do what you want to do, and then you won't feel like you're working as much. It's going to be hard, but you will do it. If you focus on these 5 things, being an owner, understanding your taxes, getting rid of the victim mentality, get rid of your shitty friends, and limit exposure to people who have dumb-ass ideas. Focus on your goals. Make small, repeatable improvements that you can do every day, and all of a sudden, you will wake up next year and you will come back to the stream and you will thank me. If you do it hard enough, if you do it well enough, you may name your kid after me. If you do this that well, you will never forget that the day that I told you to focus. I'm not kidding. If you drop that friend that doesn't want to go work out with you or doesn't work out and smokes 5 packs a fucking day, all of a sudden you'll realize that you don't really want to smoke. And all of a sudden you'll thank me because you don't have fucking lung cancer at 40. Why? Because you look down the street and that asshole who never wanted to work or do anything, just wanted to sit on the couch playing FIFA or Madden and eating a bunch of fucking Doritos, and you actually looked ripped because you're out going to the gym, and then you get to go on the beach and look all amazing and you're having a wonderful life. You're going to fucking thank me because I took the time and to not tell you what you wanted to hear, but what you needed to hear. So stop getting mad and start getting rich. Start getting ripped. Whatever it is you want to do, that's what you need to do.